Welcome back to the Polishing Podcast. It's another beautiful Thursday morning. At least it is here in Pittsburgh. A little too warm, but I can't complain that much. It's 10:25 a.m. It's sunny, and I have no idea what the weather is like there in Georgia, but I'm Nico Powerful, one of the hosts of the Polishing Podcast. On the other side of the country in the South is...
It's Big Leather Daddy.
Big Leather Daddy.
I wish I made my name that. How great would it be? Just like, think of my channel, Big Leather Daddy, and instead of wearing a Napoleon uniform, I'm wearing nothing but a leather vest and a leather hat. And same expression, everything.
Sometimes you come on with a ball gag and nobody can understand you. You do entire commentaries that just sound like
the ball gag edition.
Well, I mean, it would sound more like
but how am I supposed to deliver the joke if they can't understand?
Well, that's the thing. If people are
the title will say ball gag.
Well, that and you have a webcam on so people can see you're not faking it.
Yeah.
That's what brings people to your channel, is the ball gag edition commentaries.
Yeah. I mean, just imagine a Total War channel called Big Leather Daddy. Like, what?
I mean, you could make it work if you're like, well, back in the day, they used leather and a lot of armor, so.
That's true.
Bring it back around to historical accuracy.
That is true.
Yeah.
But the weather here is cloudy.
Oh, is it?
With a chance of meatballs.
Is that just because you're going to make meatballs for dinner, or?
No.
Oh, that's too bad.
Yeah, it's cloudy.
Is it cool, or is it still nasty, hot, humid?
It varies. It like 2 weeks ago, it was like mid 80s, and I was like, fall's coming. And then a week later, it's like mid 90s. I'm like, fuck.
Yeah, today here, it's sunny right now. It's going to be partly cloudy, and it's going to chance the thunderstorm tonight, and the high is 88, not 85. But I'm hoping it starts to get into the 80s because it's been the 90s the past couple of days. I almost said cast pupple.
Cast pupple.
The cast pupple of days. I don't know what a cast pupple is.
That's what we should name the podcast. Cast pupple.
This is the cast pupple.
Welcome to Cast Pupple Podcast.
That's our third podcast. The other one was what was it? Like something gentleman? I don't remember.
Gentleman's Club.
No, that's probably already a podcast. Probably.
Probably.
And it's just all about rating like gentlemen's clubs around the U.S. and or other countries. That's their whole thing. It's like, all right, we're going out to California to try out this new strip joint that just opened up. We'll be back with a review next week.
That would be kind of weird.
Yeah, it's like they just come on. They're like, yeah, all right. So we've checked out the said strip club in California, and it was all right. We went at a couple different times a day to see all of the different
dancers.
Yeah, all the different dancers.
Performers.
You got the A team at Friday night and Saturday night. You got the C team on at Wednesday in the morning. But all in all, they were. I think a lot of those girls could have been A team anywhere in any other club.
Yeah,
something like that.
I like the detail. I like this. I mean, you're really going with this joke. I like the dedication.
Look, that's my style. You know this. It's where I go.
It's true.
It's like it starts very vague, and where everybody's like, "Oh, I like the idea of that," and then I get real pinpoint with it, and
3 hours later, you're still talking about the Gentleman Club joke.
the cast bubble. Oh man.
Yeah. So it's 77 degrees right now.
Ooh, that's nice. Right now it's
pretty nice.
80 something, about to be 90, and it sucked the past couple of days. It's like when it's 90, our apartment is just warm no matter how much we do anything about it. Like because we're on the side of the on the side of the building where the sun sets, and the sun is basically on us the entire day until it's rises, and then it's on us until it starts to set. But
Oh, okay.
yeah, it's great for natural lighting, which is awesome. It's just when it's hot, even the office room gets a little warm. Not as warm as the old apartment where I was literally just sweating the entire time, but it's slightly uncomfortable, but I know I'm in a better spot. Anyway, I don't know why we're still talking about the weather. What is this?
Yeah,
the small talk podcast? We come on, act like we haven't seen each other in a month. Oh, so how's the weather? Oh, you know.
Hasn't rained in a while. Really need that rain.
Oh man, you could use just a great flood if you know what I'm saying. But yeah.
How about that?
But before we get into anything else or talking more about the weather, who knows? This could be just the whole podcast about weather. It's not. There's no way.
Now I'm gonna make it all about weather just because you said that.
No, it should be all about how you
You'll
don't
be
like
like,
Star
"Let's
Wars
talk
or cars.
Oh.
Or
yeah.
the crossover movie, Car Wars. I want somebody to make that parody now. Car
Oh my
Wars.
God. Just envision the scene in the originals when Han Solo comes back to help Luke destroy the Death. Just forget Han Solo and just add Lightning McQueen.
I was going to say tomatoes right there.
Oh yeah.
Oh, man.
Stop. Stop.
Stop. Get some help.
Get some help.
But yeah, so businessy things, as we always do at the top. Nico All Powerful, all that good stuff. If you want to watch me on Twitch, 4 to 8 p.m. I almost said 6, which is not the time I stream till. Monday through Friday. When you're listening to this, Spider-Man will be out, even though there's a bunch of people already playing it. I'm not mad. Yes, I am. Don't want to get into it until after I get done with businessy things. This is the Polishing Podcast, and if you're listening to this on our website, at the top bar, you'll see that we're also on iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, Google Play, and Podbean. You can download any of those apps and find us on the app. I don't know what the hell that was, that weird speech impediment thing I just did. But, excuse me, burped because of the coffee. Those are all better places to listen to us to, and also give us a 5-star rating on iTunes if you can. Even if you don't listen to the podcast on iTunes, giving a 5-star review and actually leaving a review is a great way for us to keep doing the podcast, because then more people will hear about it. Hell, just sharing the podcast with your friends, being like, you want to listen to two idiots sometimes talk about games? Well, this is the podcast for you. That's my endorsement. That's how I get my friends to listen. So yeah, just do that. Help us out. It would be really awesome of you. Also, we read 5-star reviews off of iTunes. We just haven't had any in a while because you guys suck. No, I'm just kidding. What if right here it just took a turn and I start beating up the audience? Right. Just like, you guys fucking suck. We haven't had any new viewers in months. No.
Your mom's gonna call and be like, what the hell?
It's like, I've been trying really hard. I've created 6 new iTunes accounts yesterday.
I've listened to every podcast
on every app. I downloaded it on every single one.
And you better not do that gentleman's club thing.
No, but yeah, if you would do any of those things, that would greatly help us out. Because the podcast isn't free. Who would have guessed hosting a podcast on multiple things? Not exactly cheap. So yeah, that would be cool. I don't think I think that's everything for me. I don't think I've got anything else. Do you got anything that you want to talk about right up quick? And then we'll get in. All right. I had to check. We got 1 comment on our website recently. It's Lawrence is sad, send love, and his comment is period. He didn't write the word period. He pressed the period key and pressed enter. And that's the comment. So thank you, Lawrence is sad. I hope someday you cheer up.
We may not be getting 5-star reviews, but at least we're getting the guy giving us period symbol.
Damn it. I gotta edit that part out because TweetDeck just went off.
Oh.
So, all right.
At the part where
you were talking about giving us the period.
So, at the beginning of that?
Yeah, basically.
All right.
3, 2, 1.
We may not get a lot of 5-star reviews, but at least we got this guy giving us the period symbol.
just one period. Just boop.
Just like, this is what you deserve.
There you go, guys. That's my contribution. I think he was also the one that asked about Napoleon fan fiction, so maybe that was his thing. Like, oh, I saw this podcast. It's happening now.
Maybe it's just something the young kids do. Like, oh, you got it. Like,
instead of red 100 emojis, they're just putting periods now.
Yeah, they're just like, got it.
All right. Well, that's the business stuff, because this doesn't take a long time when I actually have everything pulled up from the beginning. Who would have guessed? But yeah, so obviously I have feelings about something because I had just mentioned it. So I was just, perusing Twitch as I usually do in the morning, because I don't, if I'm not editing a video, I just kind of hang out in the morning. So I was like, all right, what's going on? I saw people hosting someone. Not going to name drop them because fuck that. No, I'm just kidding. I mean, I'm not mad. I'm just kind of peeved because it's like I saw somebody playing Spider-Man already, and it was a big streamer, like 4,000 viewer regular streamer. And I'm like, man, this is crap. All right, before I go into this, obviously I'm biased. I've been wanting to play Spider-Man since I saw that trailer. I don't know, that teaser trailer, like, 3 years ago or whatever it was. So, like, I'm just jealous because I want to play the game. But also, as a very, very small streamer, I was like, all right, yeah, I really want to play the game. I've been wanting to play it for a long time. It's coming out on Friday. I'm going to download it at midnight. I'm going to play it. I'm going to stream it. It's going to be hype. But how is a small streamer ever supposed to compete with somebody who either the producer or not producer, publisher or developer of the game is just like, hey, you get 2,000 viewers regularly. Here's our game. Go ahead, play it a day early. Whatever. Like, there's no way to compete with that, because then that person's gonna get anybody who's like wanting to see the game is gonna watch it a day early. Like,
yeah.
So I'm like, it sucks. Like, obviously I'm jealous because I want to play it, but also I'm just kind of like, well, that's shitty. Like, I get it from the point of view of the producer. I keep saying producer, publisher, or developer, because they're like, hey, we want to get the word out there, hype up the game, get more people involved. But like, fuck the man. That's how I feel.
Yeah, I mean, that's just how it is,
You get to say that because you're on the other side of this.
Yeah.
You get to benefit from the thing I'm mad about.
I'm not playing Spider-Man, so...
No, but any Total War related thing you get to play early.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like, because, like, if I streamed just Spider-Man stuff...
I don't think anyone streams just Spider-Man stuff.
I know. Okay, let's just say superhero stuff.
You could just say, like, third-person action games.
Yeah, well, okay.
Like, because, I mean,
I'm making a point, though, like, because I only really upload Total War, so when I get early access to Total War, it really makes sense.
Well, yeah. Well, it's just the person I saw streaming the game wasn't a specific game streamer. They are a variety streamer,
right,
so they play whatever that's popular or whatever.
I'm just saying it's kind of different because he's a variety streamer.
Yeah. No, I mean, I get the whole thing. Like, I get why it happens. I understand it. I'm just on the side where it's directly getting shafted, so I'm mad about it. And that's my bias. I know I'm biased about it.
I'll use it as fuel.
Oh, I'll use it as fuel.
Inspiration. That could be you playing Spider-Man early.
It's give me fuel, give me fire. Give me that which I desire. Thank you, Metallica. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, maybe, who knows, 2 years from now, maybe I'll be playing something early before everyone else. Probably not. I'm an optimist, but like, I don't know. Who knows? That was on my mind. I vented to Allie about it earlier, but I'm still like, every time I see it, I'm like, this is bullshit. I also saw people getting their copies early, even though they're just regular ass people. And I'm like, I got a digital copy and I haven't even been able to preload the game yet. So,
man, You just gotta stay off the interwebs.
Well, then that's not how. What?
Just stay off the interwebs.
Just stay off forever.
Just until the game comes out, and then everyone got it at the same time.
Oh yeah,
Until you get that guy who like uploads 24 parts to their Let's Play Spider-Man. It's like, ow!
It's just
or they're like,
it's day of you just did that happen with a Total War game where it's like the day it's supposedly released, all of a sudden someone came out with like 6 parts of a campaign or something?
yeah. So
Sweet Jesus.
There's a YouTuber, and I love him. So this is not like I'm not throwing shade or anything.
I mean, the easiest way not to throw shade wouldn't be, well, I don't know how the easiest way not to throw shade.
Okay,
Unless
so
you're just saying I'm not throwing
There's
shade.
a Total War YouTuber called Legend of Total War, and he is
Name drop.
He's a campaign mad man. So if you're like, Apollo, you don't upload enough campaigns, but you can go watch him, okay?
See that?
But
look,
no,
shout out.
yeah,
So this is how you know you're not talking shit. It's just like, hey, you don't like my campaigns because I don't actually do them? Well, go watch this guy instead because he
Or
loves
finish 'em.
campaigns. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. You're like, 10 episodes in. I don't want to play this anymore.
yeah, it's boring. No, but he will like. What happens is in the past they kind of changed their policy here. But in the past, if they gave us like a new DLC or a new game, they would only give it to us like not even a week before it releases, maybe about a week, a little less.
But he
And
would just go hard in the paint.
Beat the entire campaign.
Oh man.
He'll beat the entire campaign and have videos like ready to go, and he would upload like 3 or 4 a day. And in, I think Total War, because you could upload it before the game comes out. Yeah, so Total War has a new rule, like they restrict how much you can upload now. So
are we allowed to hear that peek behind the curtain?
I'm pretty sure that's fine. Yeah.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure before.
Yeah, I think it's fine. I mean, whatever.
It's just,
Said that you gave away our information about only uploading a certain amount of footage. I don't think that's.
Yeah,
I
mean,
think a lot of games do that.
Well, yeah, because I was gonna say, well, it's like even Call of Duty, when people attend the event to play the quote unquote alpha, which is clearly not an alpha. It's just it's the game. But,
Yeah.
you know, they call everything an alpha at first, even though it's not an alpha. An alpha build would literally be like, well, our animations don't work, but it's playable. It's like this game's basically done. You're just inviting people to play it early to see balance stuff and to test, like, latency on LAN and shit. But whatever.
Yeah.
But, like, they're like, oh, we're only allowed to upload videos that are 15 minutes max, and we're only allowed to capture an hour of footage, so I'm going to use the same 4 matches over and over and over again to talk about the game for the next month. Like, so it makes sense that people have to disclaim that kind of stuff, because if we didn't know, it's like, why do you keep uploading the same stuff?
Yeah. Or do more.
It's like, I can't. I was at an event that was paid for.
Yeah, they don't care. If I told you like what they're working on and stuff, then yeah, that's.
Well,
but it's
obviously,
not
what
like
they're
I know
working on is Demon Total War. Oops.
Oh no, Diablo Total War.
No, I was like, Demon Total War, Angels versus Demons. I'd play it. That sounds pretty cool.
Of course, you'd play it.
I mean, you wouldn't want to play a Total War game based on the conflict between heaven and hell.
No.
That sounds awesome.
No. I feel like I play that with Warhammer.
No, the chaos isn't anything about hell.
Empire.
No.
Or you can make the elves heaven.
No. I mean, kind of, but no. But yeah. No, I get that, because if you were to just started talking about, it's like, oh yeah, the stuff in fucking I don't remember the name of the next Total War game.
3 Kingdoms?
Yeah, it's like, oh yeah, 3 Kingdoms, Lubu's DLC. Oh, sorry. Yeah, they told us he wasn't going to be in the game at the beginning, and people were really mad, but they were like, we got to make money. We got to make it DLC. God, I hope that's not right.
that's always the funnest part about new Total War games, is seeing what's going to be the DLC. And it all started with like Rome 2, when they were like, yeah, Rome 2, but if you pre-order, you'll get those Greek
You'll get
DLC.
Sparta.
Yeah, you'll get Sparta for free. It's like, wait a second. Hold on. They don't come with the game? You gotta buy.
You gotta pre-order, and then if you don't pre-order, you gotta get an edition of the game.
Yeah, it's pretty gross.
It's disgusting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think their DLC policy has gotten a little better, but Rome 2 DLC is disgusting.
Yeah. They're still doing blood DLC, which I mean I get because it's like, oh, if we sell the game without it in the game, then we can do T. And if you're like, but I want my battles to look realistic, then you can get the DLC, and then people's heads get chopped off and stuff. I think that is silly. It's just like fucking put your game out as M-rated. Who cares at this point? Like,
yeah, well, that's CA. They care a lot about, selling their game to the masses.
Well, yeah, but like Call of Duty is played by 12-year-olds, so like that's M-rated, and like a couple of like the Call of Duty World War II and Black Ops 3 and World at War, like a bunch of games have featured, even in multiplayer, dismemberment from explosions. So like that's why I'm kind of like, well, if this game, which has graphic violence in it, is M-rated and like anywhere between 12 to 28-year-olds play it, then what would stop anybody who's playing it on PC, which clearly their parents aren't paying attention when they buy them games on Steam? Like that's just not happening.
Yeah, no, I mean I agree. Like I don't know why they do that. I think it's stupid. I think that a lot of things they do is stupid. But
let's list them off. Number 1.
Number 1, blood DLC. Like
number 2.
It's so stupid when you play any game and literally like you have thousands of people killing each other and there's not a drop of blood.
Yeah. It's like a PG-13 movie where someone's like, I've been shot. And it's like, where? Yeah. Your shirt's not even ripped.
Yeah.
Look at all these bloodless
like sword
people
fighting and they stab someone and the sword comes out clean.
I every time it happens, I hate it. I hate it.
Yeah, I'm just like, okay. Oh man. But yeah, I don't know why they do that. So
I mean,
I know why, but I think it's silly, and I don't think they benefit from it that much.
Yeah, I mean, I also, the thing about the movies is I think it doesn't glorify violence, but it like showing violence, but not the side effect to violence, like the ugly side of it in PG-13 movies, I feel is kind of irresponsible. Being like, oh man, all these people got shot. They look exactly the same, and none of them bleed. Like,
yeah, I get what you're saying. It doesn't glorify, but it like
it looks like there's no consequence to it.
Right. It doesn't show the reality.
Yeah. Which is why I've stopped liking like a lot of action movies I don't like that are PG-13 anymore, because it's like, man, that guy got stabbed. It's a real clean sword. Like, it just went right through his organs and everything. Came out the other side, perfect mint condition.
Yeah. He's a robot. He doesn't have any blood.
Yeah, or oil. You somehow missed all the oil inside of him.
It's amazing.
It's weird. Like, hell, even like, I know you don't like the Marvel movies or superhero movies in general, but like the last couple of Marvel movies have had a lot more blood than they ever have before. Like,
wow.
And they're still PG-13. I'm like, man, they're really like going for it. And I'm like surprised by it because, it's a PG-13 superhero movie. You don't see that often. Like, there's a point where fucking Thor's getting his head basically crushed, and he's like, afterward, his like blood is like dripping down out of his mouth, and he's just like, go to hell or whatever. And you're like, damn, that was really violent for a PG-13 movie. And I'm like, I don't know. It's good that at least that, because like, that's going to be seen by basically everyone because they're so popular, is showing the real side to violence. Because even though it's a superhero movie and nothing of it's real, but somehow they got the violence part right. They're like, hey, yeah, violence is really messed up. Look, this guy almost died, and he is messed up. And I'm like, how are you guys getting this right when a regular ass action movie between like quote unquote cops and quote unquote bad guys is just like, look at all these bloodless humans.
Yeah, that's it really just kills the
It kills.
immersion.
Yeah, which is, I mean, is a weird thing to complain about in a movie, but like it's like it takes you out of the moment because you're like, why? Everything is so clean. Like nobody's nobody's really reacting to being shot. They're all just like dead. Like people are just dying instantly. No blood happens. Nothing. It's just really weird. Like it's like as a kid, I was like, oh, I love PG-13 action movies because they're the only ones I'm allowed to watch. But now I'm just like taken out of it.
Yeah, for sure.
I still have a problem with how quickly people die in movies because it's like, oh, that guy got shot in the gut twice and he's just dead. And it's like, nah, he'd be on the ground going, oh, God, like for a while. Yeah.
Yeah. It's usually the bad guys who die instantly because you don't want to like, you don't want to have any empathy towards them.
Yeah, you don't want to humanize the people that are supposed to be evil.
The bad guys. And then the good guys are the ones that die painfully slow.
Or don't die at all, but are in a lot of pain.
Yeah.
I get that as a narrative standpoint. Like, yeah, I would feel for the bad guys if he was just like our hero or quote unquote hero went through and shot a bunch of dudes. And afterward, you just hear, like there's just a bunch of moaning, groaning, crying, swearing because nobody's dead yet. They're all still bleeding out. But
yeah,
it's a weird thing because then you could even say rated R movies don't get it right because people still die too quickly and it's not how like real life works, except for like John Wick where he's like literally shooting people once in the chest and once in the head and it's like those people would die really quickly. Because lights out when you get hit in the face.
Pretty much sometimes.
Yeah, I've never heard of somebody living after they get shot in the head. Like personally, no personal experience with that, but I'm pretty sure there's been cases of it.
Oh, many.
That's terrifying.
Like, people who tried to commit suicide and it didn't work, and there's like, I think, I don't remember seeing the video of a guy who's just got a huge chunk of his head missing.
Yikes.
I think he was like a soldier or something. Yeah.
I remember there's a story about an old railroad guy who they got a spike through his head and like apparently it fucked his entire emotional state because his wife was like
personality.
It's like he's really mean now and stuff after they had removed it and he had healed. So,
yeah. Did they remove it?
I don't know if they removed it. But
I think it just went straight through his head. Like,
oh, okay.
Yeah, and so apparently he was like a funny-go-lucky guy, and then afterwards he was just like a real jerk.
Yeah,
it's interesting.
I mean, it makes sense. Part of his brain's gone.
Yeah, I'd be pretty upset.
Yeah, just from that, I'd be mad. I'd be slightly perturbed, but like, also, it probably got rid of the part of his brain that let him feel, some sort of happiness.
Yeah.
God, that would suck. I don't want to think about that. That's terrifying. But yeah, I don't know. Movies. I didn't expect to get on a whole thing about movies and their fake violence, but that's a pretty good thing. At least there are some movies that at least go out of their way to be like, oh, this is why that doesn't happen. Like in Star Wars, when limbs get cut off by lightsabers, you're like, oh, it sears the flesh immediately, so of course they wouldn't bleed. So, it's a laser sword. Of course it would. But like a regular sword, you cut someone's arm off, should be blood everywhere. But a lot of times they're just like,
yeah, they're like, meh.
And the only time it works is in Monty Python when the Black Knight gets his arms cut off and he's like, what? I don't care.
Just a flesh wound.
He's like, your arm's off. 'Tis but a scratch. But yeah.
That was amazing.
I mean, all that stuff is fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, other than that.
So blood in movies and games.
Well, games do it a little bit better because, we're in control.
Yeah.
So, like, it's like, oh, yeah,
sort of.
Yeah, I've played, what is it? Shit, I'm trying to think of something where it's, like, kind of real. Man, I don't know. Yeah, I'm trying to think of a game where I, like, was, doing the shooting thing and you would shoot people, but they'd just be down and, like, I think it's
Fortnite.
No. Yes, but there's no blood.
Yes, but it's cartoony.
Yeah. I think it might have been Grand Theft Auto, where if you get some like shoot somebody in the stomach and stuff, they'll like get down and they'll be bleeding out, but they're not dead until you shoot them in the head, or they just bleed out all the way.
Yeah, okay. So like where they suffer a little bit.
Yeah, I think Grand Theft Auto 5 does that.
Kingdom Come does that.
Oh, see, and then you get to execute them.
You
It's
can
all
finish them. Yeah.
it's just that sounds gross.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I understand why games don't make it very realistic. I'm not trying to sit here and be like, well, I mean, I'm going through murdering people. I need to feel like a mass murderer, you know?
Yeah.
That's weird.
In terms of Total War, though, where it's like historical and supposed to be immersive, I think you gotta bring in like realistic blood and have like people suffering on the battlefield, which they kind of done. And I understand why they don't do it. It's more for performance reasons.
Yeah.
You know, like if we have like hundreds of soldiers squirming around after fight, it's just like it's gonna be a nightmare.
Yeah, especially for their engine.
Frames.
Like you just see soldiers like crawling with the one arm they have left, trying to get to like camp and bleeding out, and you're like, Jesus.
Or like other soldiers picking them up and stuff.
And just the dude like blasted in half by a cannonball and his guts are everywhere. You're like, this is too much. It's like, there's somebody out there that'd be like, oh, I want it. 10 frames per second. I don't care. I want to see this dude's guts all over the sand.
Yeah, I mean, yesterday today, but for people listening, yesterday's video, there was a part where I was watching these archers and the guy in the front row gets hit with an arrow right in the face. And then he like stumbles and then falls face down. I was like, that's awesome. Yeah. That's cool stuff right there. I mean, rip him and his family.
rip this digital man made of pixels. Press F to pay respects.
But I thought that was really cool. But yeah, little stuff like that definitely help make the game more immersive.
Yeah. I mean, that's really good. One thing I hate about a lot of movies and stuff too is when people get hit with arrows and fall forward. Like if they get hit in the front and fall forward, it's like nothing happens. But that arrow should be shoved deeper in after that point, and that usually doesn't happen in anything.
Oh, well, yeah, you could argue that it like when they fall on the angle of it, the arrow just snaps.
That's true too.
Yeah.
But I don't know. That bothers me somewhat.
Yeah.
But yeah. Also, I find it. What? Go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was just saying that's kind of like far out there kind of thing.
Yeah,
like, that's not the top of the priority list.
Well, yeah. And then I just find it funny that so we've been watching the CW DC shows again, and in Arrow he's just plugging people full with like real arrows, and they just kind of die in the beginning because in the beginning he kills people. And I'm like, that's not. I mean, if he was shooting them in the head, yeah, they would pretty much just die. But that does. They wouldn't even start bleeding out that much because the arrow plugs up its own hole. Unless he's using. Right. My dad, because he's a hunter, had these arrows that had blades in the shaft that open up when they go through something. And to like really bleed out a deer whenever like they would hit them. I don't know if they were. I mean, I don't. He couldn't have bought them from anywhere else at the time because this was before like eBay and like the internet and stuff. So I was gonna say I don't know if they were legal arrows, but he couldn't have got them like in a black market setting or anything like that, as far as I know. But they looked fucking awful. Like if if a person got hit with that, you would bleed out quick because it was like each little blade on the side once they whipped out was like an inch long.
Oh God.
Yeah. So not only is the tip of the an arrow like sharp because it's got to go into you, but it also as it hits those blades open up and do more damage while the arrow goes through.
Yeah. I like bow and arrows. Like I always think about buying one and just like practicing on a target and stuff. And I respect hunters because they're getting their own meat. There's not these like disgusting slaughterhouses where they treat animals poorly. They're getting animals out in the wild. But that combination of killing animals with arrows is just like, oof. I mean, I don't know. Like if I had to hunt, I would rather use a gun because it'd probably be quicker.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but
But then again, you could also kill a deer or something else faster if you aim for its head. But a lot of hunters aren't just for meat; they're also trophy hunters, so they don't want to hit the head.
Those, yeah, I hate that. Like, look, hunt for meat. Don't hunt for stupid trophy. That's
I mean, my dad
whatever.
does both.
Yeah, I guess that's true, but people who just do it alone, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it because then the thing's got to bleed out and suffer. So I understand that.
Yeah, it's pretty brutal.
But yeah, those arrows were terrifying. And also, you don't have to hunt with like if you want a bow and just go out because you have a big enough backyard, don't you have an actual
No, that's what I was
size?
saying. I want to get a bow and just shoot at a target.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I could easily in my backyard just set up.
Do you
pretty
have
far too?
Yeah, I was gonna say how much land do you have with your property?
2 acres.
Wow.
So,
yeah, you could.
Yeah.
I don't know. You might be able to shoot a gun on your land.
I probably couldn't.
I mean, you'd have to check the laws and stuff, but
like the way the 2 acres are, it's not what you're thinking. It's very stretched out.
okay.
Thin, so it's kind of thin, and surrounding me are just houses everywhere.
Oh, okay. So it's thin
Yeah.
like you, thin
Yeah,
with two
thin-
ends.
Thin boy, yeah, thin and
Okay, but arrows fine.
yeah, for sure. Arrows and like throwing knives, anything.
Anything that
but a
won't
gun.
go really far or
Yeah.
alert people.
Or very loud, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I always like shooting a bow. It's fun.
Yeah. There's a cool little name drop here, but there's a book. It's like super old, so it's a book called oh man, I forgot the name of it, but it's something like
You hyped it up and you don't even remember.
I know. Zen and archery basically. And basically it helps people get better through archery through Zen because but the way they put it is you have to release the arrow before thinking about releasing the arrow.
Huh.
Yeah, so it's kind of like a meditative state, and you just kind of do it and flow, and so like Zen in the art of archery or something like that. If you just type in Zen and archery, I'm sure it'll pop up.
Yeah.
You know, I'll do it right now.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, even in video games, the bow and arrow is always fun to use, especially if it's like guns, bow and arrow, guns. And you're like, well, I'm using the bow. Fuck that. Because, it's just like, especially like the Tomb Raider games heavily use a bow for your like silent takedowns and stuff. And I'm like, man, I fucking love it. Then there was Horizon Zero Dawn for the PS4, where even though you have to fight these giant technologically advanced like dinosaurs, basically, like robo dinosaurs, you used a bow for the most part, and I don't know what it is, but bows in action games are just so much fun to use. People love them. They put a bow in Destiny 2 recently, and people are like, "It sucks, but I can't stop using it. I love it."
Yeah. No, there's something cool about bows. I mean, they're awesome. So the book is called Zen in the Art of Archery.
Okay, so you were right at one point.
Yeah, and it was written by a German philosopher in 1948.
Nice.
And he lived in Japan in the 1920s, where he, experienced the Japanese archery. So, yeah, he was like Eastern thought has really spread to the West in terms of like yoga and Zen meditation, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But he was like the pioneer, I think. Or I don't want to say that because there might be other people, but I think he's one of or especially in Germany, he kind of brought Zen to Germany. But yeah, pretty interesting stuff.
Yeah. Now when we play 7 Days today, I just want to try to make a compound bow because you have one, but I don't.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I don't want it. See, I want more of a traditional basic bow, just wood.
I appreciate like a regular longbow, but I really like the technological advancements that we've made on bows, and I really like the way compound bows look.
Yeah, well, they're definitely they're smaller and easier to pull back.
Yeah,
So
because
that,
it disperses the weight differently.
right. So like, yeah, I see that's my thing. Like when I watch the Summer Olympics and I see the archery
Mm-hmm.
part, and they all have these gadgets on it, like they've got these crazy like balance gadgets,
Mm-hmm.
and
And
I'm
then
just
they
like,
have
man,
the rangefinder and stuff on it.
yeah. I'm like, this is too much. I just want to see like Robin Hood style, like just a wooden bow, your arrow, that's it. But they do shoot like insane distances.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm not saying that they're not skilled. They are. They have to deal with the wind and they have to deal with a lot of different things. But to see something more raw would be really interesting.
Yeah. Because even because like my dad's had a compound bow for a really long time, and I don't think he's ever bought a new one because he just hasn't had to. Because he's like, he doesn't bow hunt very often, so he's not like really like deep into it. He's more of a rifle hunter. But so like not only does he have like a compound bow, it's got a pretty strong tension to it. Like the pounds per pull is pretty hefty. Like I wasn't able to do it as a kid. It wasn't until I was a teenager where I could actually pull it back, and even then it was still kind of tough.
You have to train. It's just one of those things.
Yeah.
So.
But he also has a little, it's like this little thing. So instead of pulling it with his fingers, he just clips a thing on it and pulls it back, and then he pulls like a trigger basically, and it lets it go, and then the string goes. It's like a little clamp thingy.
Yeah. I think it gives you like it's easier to do it that way, basically.
Yeah, it's because it pulls like, because I remember doing it and I was like, oh well, your bow's not that hard to pull back. He's like, all right, we'll use it without that, and I was like, Jesus fucking.
yeah, it gives you like a angle or something. Like it's just different.
Yeah. But I don't know. It's cool to see that, but obviously that's very much like that thing. It's like, okay, you use that once, and if you have to re-knock and shoot again, I mean, you can do it. It's just going to take longer. So it's
going to take longer. Yeah.
This is clearly for like you have to line up your first hit.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's why I like archery too, compared to like a gun. Is archery like? And let me make this clear: shooting a gun, there's skill involved. Okay, with archery, it's skill plus you've got to train your muscles to like really put them in shape to be able to fire a bow with precision and accuracy. Unlike a gun, like takes a couple minutes and you're like, I got it.
Yeah, I mean, you do need to get like, there are certain guns, certain rifles that you have to like really know how much force that the bullet comes out with, because there are all kinds of videos of people hitting themselves in the face because they have no idea how much recoil's on it. But it's not the same for where a bow, it's like if you don't have the strength to do it, you literally just can't do it.
Yeah. I mean, for sure, there's like high-powered rifles and even pistols. So like I'm more thinking of like hunting, and oftentimes when I see hunters with a rifle, they're usually, and it's like high-powered, they usually are laying down. They put the rifle on their bag or something.
Yeah, they have a mount and stuff.
Yeah, and it takes skill. Like I don't want to like insult anyone here who hunts with that or whatever, but it takes skill. You gotta line up the shot. You have wind to consider. You have the distance to consider. But with a bow, like if you're ready to like release the arrow, you've got to hold that position.
Oh god, yeah, you gotta be like pull and then like, fuck, I gotta wait.
Yeah. Ugh. So it's just I guess it's just different.
Yeah, everything's always different.
Yes.
Also, I was gonna say, if you want to insult somebody about rifle hunting, you can. This is our podcast.
Yeah, that's true. I just didn't want to, because I don't want to. I just wanted to make it clear. My dog's barking though, real quick. You might have to edit this out. I'm gonna just make sure.
All right, Trent's back from whatever transpired. What was going on?
One of my neighbors came by, and I guess their dog ran away. But they have cameras, and a lady was trying to return the dog and knocked on her door, but didn't leave a number or a note or anything. So she's just like, someone has my dog and I don't know where she is.
Oh, geez.
So,
that sucks.
Yeah.
That kind of happened to us way back when I was a kid. So I don't know
Someone
if
just
I've
took the dog.
well, so I don't know if I've told this story on the podcast. When I was a kid, I used to go up to my grandparents' house in Ohio, like every summer. One day we were driving home, like, because my mom would pick us up because we were too young to fly by ourselves. She picked us up from Ohio. We were driving back. We got home in the kind of the afternoon, not really nighttime yet. And when we pulled into our driveway, the backyard gate was open and nobody was home my mom usually came up on a Friday. We would leave on a Sunday. That way she got to see her mom and dad and stuff for a couple of days before she brought us home. And so our backyard gate was open and the dogs stayed in the backyard for the most part. If nobody was home, we would just put water out so they weren't thirsty and stuff. But they stayed outside when nobody's home because they have to go to the bathroom. We don't want them peeing and pooping in the house. So we would put our food and water out on the deck. But so the gate was open, nobody was home, and the only dog in the backyard was my dog Bear, and that's because she was fat and she didn't want to run away. So we were like, what the hell? So my mom and Gino get back in the car. I stay home because I'm like, as much fun I miss, because we had 3 dogs back then. There was Bear, who was a mixed mutt, who just looked kind of like she was black and had a white stripe down her chest, and she was just a fat dog. And then we had Duchess and Sadie, who are both German Shepherds. Duchess was full-bred German Shepherd, and Sadie was a German Shepherd lab mix, so her ears were all floppy and stuff. Right. Were perked straight up, and she was skinnier and smaller than Duchess. But so they were both gone. So Gino and my mom jump in the car to go try to see if there's nearby, like if this just happened and all that stuff. While she's my mom's also calling what is it? Not vets, but animal shelters nearby. See if they got picked up, and they were like, oh, these dogs aren't supposed to be just randomly running around. So they're doing all that. I stayed home because I was like, we just got back. I'm worried about our dogs, but I'm also, I don't know how old, and my dog is there. Bear was mine. Sadie was Gino's, so he was really upset. But I was like, I'm sad, but not as sad. But anyway, they go try to find them. Duchess was picked up by animal control or whatever. I don't remember the specific thing, but she was in a kennel basically because they found her and put her somewhere so they could go pick her up. And they rode around trying to find Sadie, and they never did. So Sadie was since then was gone. We don't know what happened to her, if she was okay, if a family found her and just kept her or what. But yeah, and we don't know how the gate was open. We don't know why their gate was open, who did that or anything. It was just, we came home, gate was open, and 2 of their 3 dogs were just gone. And
wow.
Yeah, it sucked because we never had any idea what happened to Sadie. So
dang.
Yeah, it's not fun.
No, that sucks. Yeah, I had a dog named Sadie.
Oh, really?
And yeah, and she used to run away when we had her as a puppy. And she would go into the neighbor's garage because they would leave their dog food to feed their dog, but it was really easy to open, so she'd go in and eat the food.
Oh, I remember Sadie now.
Yeah. And
she was the one that wasn't always barking when I came over.
No,
that was Rocco.
Oh, well, they both barked. So
I remember Rocco being always barking, and Sadie was like, oh, you come over. So she was cool.
Yeah, once you get inside, she was like,
yeah, but Rocco would see me and still be like, because he's got small dog complex.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But yeah, she ran away, and we were looking for her. We're like, what the hell? Where is she? But then I was like, let me just look in the neighbor's garage. And she was in there.
Just chilling.
Just the garage was closed on her. So somehow she ran in while it was open. The neighbors must have left and closed the garage on her. It's just like, oh my God.
Jeez. What a little troublemaker.
I know.
Yeah. Dogs. That's why I'm glad I have a cat now. She doesn't run away because she doesn't want to go outside.
Yeah.
I don't want any part of that.
I mean, my cat loves being outside.
My cat specifically has no interest. We used to leave the door open and she'd look and be like, ugh, and then just walk away from the door.
Wow. My cat will, like, if you leave the door open for too long, he will, like, just jet out. And you have to, like, chase it.
Yeah, she
him.
doesn't care at all.
Wow, lucky you.
Yeah.
I remember one time we were, like, super cleaning the floors in the kitchen. We, like, bleached them.
Mhm.
So we, like, to get the, vapor out or whatever, we opened the windows. And it was really cracked. And we kept, like, where's Binks? Where is he? He would go through the window. And it's like, oh, my God.
Damn, he really
To
wanted
be
out.
fair, though, we found him. He was outside, so he could have just been an outside cat, and he just likes it.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, cats, dogs.
Cats, dogs,
Ferrets?
oh my. Ferrets?
Yeah.
Ferrets look like skinny, small cats or furry snakes.
Yeah, like a cat mixed with a rat,
Well, yeah.
in a way.
And apparently they stink. I don't know. I've always wanted a ferret because they look really cute, but apparently even if you know how to keep them clean, they stink.
Yeah, I don't know. They're pretty interesting characters. I always wanted a raccoon.
They're little.
Have you seen raccoons roll?
Yes. They kind of just
Adorable.
blue.
They like roll around. It's amazing. It's like, holy crap, I want that.
Yeah, but they're wild animals, Trent.
That's true, but if you get them young and, give them a terrible life by domesticating them.
Then you can use their little hands for your purposes.
Yeah.
You can make an entire little slave labor of raccoons.
Yeah, some sweatshop or something. Make Nike shoes. Go.
Let's not get into that.
Yeah.
It's a little too political for what we normally do.
I mean, not really. It's just
well, not that specifically, but the new Nike stuff.
I have not followed anything. I just know Nike has sweatshops. And,
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah.
there's a new Nike ad, and people are burning their clothes and shoes and.
okay.
destroying
I
them.
just don't tell anymore. I just don't want to hear it.
I was just gonna tell you that part.
Okay, that's all I want to hear.
Yeah.
Or I don't even want to hear it. I just don't give a crap.
You don't buy
that's how
Nike
you
stuff
know-
anyway.
I don't. And that's how you know that our society is just garbage when you just how consumer focused we are, where we think we're making a statement by burning clothes instead of
that we
just
already bought it.
instead of just donating it to someone in need.
Mhm.
We're like, oh, let's just burn clothes.
It's like, oh, I'm gonna show Nike what's up. I'm gonna cut off the swooshes off my socks. And it's like, you still bought the socks. They have your money.
Yeah, just I'm not walking around advertising it.
It's not let's go away from that. Let's get away.
I mean,
what?
we're just not talking about the reason why. We're just talking about how it's silly.
Yeah, I mean, it is completely absurd, and even I don't know. I think it's all absurd. Like if you were like, oh, sweatshop, Nike's got sweatshops, that's fine, but this is the last straw.
Yeah.
It's like, well, wow, you're pretty shitty. It's like I don't even own a pair of Nikes, and I haven't in many years, mostly because they're too fucking expensive.
Overpriced. For the quality, it's garbage.
Yeah. I have a pair of running shoes I got from Target that are probably what is an Under Armour brand or some shit, and even that's overpriced.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean, some people have good arguments. They mention how sweatshops can be helpful towards people. I mean, they say oh, they had nothing before, but it's just, I guess it depends on how, are they breaking their knees?
Yeah, it's are they not allowed to leave, or are they just paying them not wages? And are they dying while working and all this other stuff?
Nets on the side of the building, so if they try to kill themselves, they can. It's just messed up.
There's a lot of bad things about sweatshops because, I mean, they're sweatshops. They're not called fun shops for a reason. But yeah, So that's a fun thing. If you're like, what's that all about? Just look it up. You'll see all kinds of different stories. You can read it on both sides of arguments and all that fun stuff. But basically, you shouldn't be buying Nike in the first place, honestly. It's really expensive, sweatshops, all that stuff. Buy some other shoes.
I mean, it's hard because, like,
I don't know if it's not hard to buy Nike because it's like, oh, I could buy these $150 shoes or these $50 shoes.
Yeah.
Seems pretty easy to me. It's like, that's not even a political thing. It's more of a financial thing. I'm like, those shoes look cool, but damn, and these shoes also look okay. Like, they're not as cool looking, but for 75% difference in price, it's like the shoes that look okay.
Yeah, it's hard because, you know, you think like, oh, let me get Toms. I'm going to buy Toms. Toms do good things, right? No.
No.
Nope. So if you didn't know about Toms, the premise sounds good where you buy a pair, they donate a pair to a child in need.
Mm-hmm.
But the reality, and they show videos of like these really like third world, like, you know, these villages and these children so happy to have shoes on their feet. But the reality is they send these shoes to places that have, you know, like they're pretty well off, and they destroy small shoe companies there, like small mom and pop equivalent local shoe companies, because they're just giving these shoes for free to these children who like, and don't get me wrong, there are children there who probably need shoes, but they're not exactly giving them. They probably like have all these free shoes that they're just like, oh, give them to these kids too, even though they could probably get their own pair. And another thing is the profit margin of Tom's is disgusting. Even they're like, oh, but we're making 2 shoes. Doesn't even, it takes like, it's like $2 or something ridiculous cheap to make 1 shoe. So, and they're like 40-50 bucks. So they're making like profit of like $40 or something like that.
That's insane. And a high profit margin. So basically, if you like the way Tom's look, buy a brand that isn't Tom's. It just looks exactly like them.
Yeah. I just recommend, like, if you really care about that stuff, I would just buy clothes that are made like in America, that where they pay their workers a decent salary or wage.
Yeah.
And it's not, but those are probably really expensive because they have to. So it's hard. Just go to like thrift store.
Yeah, go to a thrift store. Then you can cut out anybody. Like, then you can buy whatever you want. You find a pair of Nikes at a thrift store, doesn't matter. Only the thrift store's making money. There you go. Thrift shopping's all fun too, because you're like, oh, look at this. Why would anyone get rid of this? Well, somebody died. I still want it.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's rare. I mean, it's possible, but like,
I mean,
I think a lot of people just are donating clothes. Also, if you're gonna get clothes, don't get it from Goodwill. But you know, I shouldn't say this stuff. You know, people live their lives. I'm not gonna tell you what to do.
We won't tell you what to do, but we will tell you to stay informed. Look up Goodwill and see, make a decision for yourself.
See how they treat their employees.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, that's fine. I was just gonna say, be like, for everything, just, you know, go into it with an open mind. If you're like, oh yeah, Nike, all that stuff, sweatshops, it's just, if you don't believe us, just look it up. You can find stories on it. It's not a new thing. I've heard about sweatshops and Nike since I was a kid, and I'm 26 years old. So like 16 years ago, still doing sweatshop stuff. Damn, that's a long time, Nike.
Yeah.
So. But yeah, you just, you know, look it up, stay informed, but don't look up one website and be like, see, you're wrong. It's like, no, you had multiple sources, guys. Come on.
Yeah.
You can't get away with that in fucking high school. You can't be like, well, see, I went to one thing. There's a reason why teachers are like, you need to cite at least 3 different sources, because they want you to learn how to research topics like a smart person. Whoa.
Yeah. Also, Goodwill, like, they charge a ton for their clothes. Like, I've gone to thrift stores where it's like, oh, 25 cents. It's like, wow, okay.
Yeah. So,
but yeah.
Basically, if you can support local shops and businesses, usually a better idea than supporting a mega corporation or something. Just from a morality standpoint. It's
same thing about fundraiser, like donation, these like nonprofit organizations. You got to be really careful about that.
What is it? Red Cross and
Pink Ribbon.
Yeah, Pink Ribbon. Those are not good. What is it?
She's just a fucking like just the lady, the CEO of that company, man. Like, just what she's done is awful.
Yeah, and then what is Salvation Army? They're not good people.
They don't accept everyone. Yeah,
it's you gotta stay up this thing, like stay up to snuff. Like if you're like, well, who can I donate for charities and stuff to? Well, if you're like, I gotta give my money away, I must donate to the charity. St. Jude is always a good one. They help kids with cancer when parents can't afford to pay for their cancer stuff.
Yeah, you can look up. There's like I forgot what it's called, but I'm sure if you just Google search it, you can look up certain nonprofit organizations on like how much money they make and the percentage of that money they actually donate.
Yeah.
So you know that, it's not all going to a CEO making millions, Pink Ribbon.
Yeah. Or
and
making
suing
millions.
Other breast cancer nonprofit organizations because they also use the Pink Ribbon.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
I think Toys for Tots is a good one. I've never heard bad things about that.
Yeah, I don't really remember. I don't want to say one that's actually like bad or good. And you just look it up and
those are just two I know from hearing about them in other circles that they're like decent. I don't know if that's changed recently. Just look it up. But yeah, this is a wild turn of events. We went from talking about blood and movies, archery, and now charities and slave labor, basically.
Yeah.
That's what happens, though.
Yeah, I mean, it's just the reality we live in, the consumerist reality of we got to consume more and it's got to be cheaper, and there's a price to be paid, even though it's not a price of money, but if something's cheap, it's usually because someone else is paying for it in a much horrible way.
Yeah.
So
things don't become cheap for no reason.
Yeah, I always have the mentality of just buying less, and the stuff you buy is just better quality and made in a safe environment.
Yeah.
And don't even get me started on H&M, and don't get me started on Nestle chocolate.
Oh. Yeah. Well.
Oh, I'll get started. Okay, so no.
Well, I guess we won't go to the Nestle plant here in Pennsylvania when you visit. No, I'm just kidding. There's a Hershey plant, not Nestle. That makes no sense.
Yeah, it might be the same thing though. Those big chocolate companies.
I don't think they're the same. I think they're rivals.
No, I know, but like they're both really big, and they probably both have terrible.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. But yeah, basically, just if you're like worried about buying something, look it up. And if you don't want to live in blissful ignorance, don't look it up. So, you just got to make that choice for yourself. If you want to be that person, go right ahead. I'm not going to judge you if you're like, well, I buy this because it's there and I saw it. Yeah, and it's like, that's fine. Go right ahead.
Yeah. This is a judge-free zone, okay?
Unless you're a vegan, then I'll judge you. No.
Well, they've already judging you right now. So.
Yeah, that's fair. I was talking about. Well, actually, I didn't talk about eating meat. So, wow, way to go, vegan judging me, even though you don't even know me.
I know. God, he sounds like such like a meat eater.
He sounds like an omnivore.
Yeah. Yeah.
What? Look, I eat vegetables sometimes.
You got to, man. Those leafy greens, they got the minerals. It's good.
I ate corn last night. I'll probably get to see it again when I go to the bathroom here soon. I hate
corn's
that.
Not so much a vegetable.
Yeah.
It's more of like a grass.
It's more of a grainy
grass. Yeah.
Whatever. It's the only one I've eaten recently, so judge me.
Yeah, well, I think apparently the best vegetables are like green vegetables.
Oh, that's
vegetables
I like
that
broccoli.
Don't. Yeah, broccoli, cauliflower. I know that's not green.
That's
vegetables that grow not from in the ground, so no roots. I think a lot of root vegetables are high in sugar, so
That's delicious. It's natural sugar.
Carrots and beets.
I don't like beets.
Yeah, so
What about
I don't know.
potatoes?
Potatoes? No, they're high in carbs and starch. Yeah, that's why they're good.
Yum.
I mean, it's all about moderation and stuff. I'm not gonna. You eat what you want to eat, guys. I'm not gonna tell you what to eat, right?
But I will. So no.
So
all right.
Twinkies.
Bad.
They got these
Don't eat
new
them.
Twinkies that instead of cream, they've got peanut butter in the
Is that
middle.
real?
Yes, I saw
Oh.
it recently. I was like, wow. Remember when Twinkies were about to die? I miss those days.
I didn't know that was a thing.
The Twinkies were gonna die, or the peanut butter?
Both, but especially the Twinkies was dying out. Like were they going bankrupt? What was going on?
I don't remember. I remember Twinkies were like, I don't know if it was like some kind of joke or something. I don't. But it was like a big deal. We're like, oh no, Twinkies, like they're gonna be gone soon. No more Twinkies. How are we ever gonna live? But either they got bought out by someone else, or it was like a joke. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. But
Now they're making peanut butter filled Twinkies, man. Like, what is wrong with us?
Look, you just asked that when they came out with the Double Down in KFC back when we were teenagers. Like, that should have been a sign of the end times right there.
What was that?
The Double Down was the chicken breast, bacon, cheese, chicken breast sandwich. No bread. It's just all meat and cheese, and that's it. And it looked disgusting.
Was it fried?
I think, I don't know. It's KFC. Does it matter at that point?
Yeah. Their meat quality is probably pretty trash.
Well, I mean, their fried chicken's fine. I haven't eaten it in forever because if I'm gonna eat fried chicken, I could just do literally anything else than go to KFC. But like, it's just the idea of like the Double Down. It's just like, oh, that looks so nasty.
Yeah.
As Americans, we eat like we have free health insurance. It's like,
I mean, like meat and cheese doesn't sound that bad.
It's just it looked gross.
Like, if anything, if it doesn't have the bun, then it's healthier because the bun is the worst part of a sandwich.
I don't know. I think Ryan's uncle Pat ate it and afterward was like, no, I'm not feeling great.
Yeah, well, I mean, fast food in general, like,
yeah, but like his family was never like well, I mean, they are kind of anti-fast food now, but back when I was like hanging out with them more, their parents weren't like going to Sprouts and stuff all the time. They were like getting fast food and they kind of ate like garbage.
Yeah, Sprouts didn't exist.
Yeah. But so like back then they were kind of, but your body gets acclimated to those kinds of foods, which is why so many people eat fast food. It's just because like you don't know how bad it is for you if you've just been eating it. Like
and it's convenient.
Yeah. But like, so just to name drop someone real quick, DM Brandon, he did a charity stream a couple years back when he was still at High Res, High Res did a charity stream to raise money for the like I don't remember what foundation, but hopefully it wasn't the Red Cross. But anyway, one of the donation goals was that if they raise X amount of money, Brandon would have to eat a McDonald's meal, and he doesn't eat fast food at all. So like he started to eat it and he like started to heave and stuff because his body was literally like it was pressing the eject button because it was
Get it out.
Yeah, it was stuff that his body was like, this is disgusting. Like, you don't need this.
Yeah.
Because if you eat healthy and you go back to junk food, your body will literally fight it because it's not good for you.
Yeah, especially something like sugar.
Yeah.
Because sugar is more addictive than like cocaine.
No,
it's
I didn't.
Very, very.
Oh, actually, I have heard that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's got higher addictive stuff. So like, when you finally like, all right, I'm done with sugar, your body will kind of do a little withdrawal, get a little moody.
That's why you get headaches.
Yeah, headaches and just being angry and or craving like sugar.
Yeah.
But once you get past that, your body, like when you eat even just a little bit of sugar, your body's just like, I feel sick.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
That's I think that's the way it is with really fatty foods too. Like just an excess amount of fats. It
I
makes your
don't
body like
know.
not feel great.
I don't know about that because fats are really, really good for you.
I don't know. Maybe that was just all the stuff I was told as a kid, and I still
You
haven't faced it
probably,
out.
because as a kid they tell us fat's bad. Oh, fat. You don't want to eat food high in fat, and it's
Hmm.
all bull crap. That was, and not to get all tin hat on you, right?
Yeah.
But a lot of these like observations about fat funded by the sugar companies.
Hmm.
Yeah. So like the sugar industry is a big problem.
Yeah.
Like the way
Fucking
they advertise to children, like
yeah.
all those
Also,
cereals.
I can I just say something real quick?
I mean, I know. You know what? You're done. You're done talking.
Well, it's not in favor of sugar. It's literally fucking, you can go buy like pineapple tidbits, which are just like those fruit cups full of either pineapple, peaches, all that stuff. It's like to find those little fruit cups with where it's like no added sugar is so fucking hard. It's fruit. It has a ton of sugar in it naturally. Why are
Yeah.
they adding more sugar? It's so
Dude.
gross. I hate like those little fruit cups that have more sugar than they already have in them. It's gross. It's too
Yeah.
sweet. I hate it.
Yeah.
It's
Here's the
fucking
thing about that.
pineapple.
Yeah. So during the whole like no fat craze and low fat this, low fat that, low fat milk, low fat yogurt, to make them taste good, because fat tastes good.
Yeah.
And to make them taste good, they added sugar to replace the fat. And that's why obesity is just skyrocketing even after the so-called bad fat, the evil fat.
Saturated
is-
fats.
Saturated fats, absolutely fantastic for your body. Trans fats are terrible.
Yeah.
But trans fats are from like unnatural things like vegetable oil and stuff like that. When you're eating oils too, like that's another thing. The American Heart Association,
Mhm.
they're bullshit. It's all just like they're lobbied. They say, oh, vegetables good for you, or Cheerios are good for your heart. No, they're not. They're bad for you. And then they'll say
I
like,
gotta stop eating Cheerios now.
I mean, it's all moderation, but like if you're thinking that you're gonna like be healthy by eating Cheerios, I got something to tell you. That's,
I didn't
and
think I was
again-
being healthy. I thought it's better off not eating, Fruit Loops and stuff.
it's definitely better than Fruit Loops. Yeah.
Yeah, well, there we go.
And especially if you just get Cheerios instead of Honey Nut Cheerios.
Oh yeah, I just eat blank Cheerios.
Yeah. So, but again, like I'm not here to like, oh, you can't eat this. I'm just saying like the American Heart Association said that coconut oil is bad for you, but canola oil is good for you, which blows my mind, because vegetable oil, if you think about vegetables and you're like, okay, how the hell do they get oil from vegetables?
Yeah. Hey, what are you squeezing out of that vegetable to
Yeah,
get the oil?
right. The vegetables don't produce oil. It's just water. So they have to like chemically make it, which is just, and that's actually what tears up your arteries.
Mm.
But coconut oil, like just because you eat fat, it doesn't turn into fat in your body.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's basically what I'm trying to say. But yeah, I am really into diet and stuff, and I find that stuff to be really interesting, and yeah, that's why I like ranting about it.
Yeah, that's fair. What was I gonna say? What about extra virgin olive oil?
Yeah, okay, so like good oils, and this is just, again, look for yourself, guys. Don't just like go off of me, but like this is a science backed stuff. But like coconut oil, extra virgin olive oil, because olives naturally produce oil when you squeeze them. That's what extra virgin, meaning the first press.
Oh, I've
yeah.
always wondered what that was about.
Yeah, so if it's not extra virgin oil, it might be like the second press or something. So like you're getting the like first press of oil.
Okay.
So coconut, olive, avocado oil.
Put that on your toast.
Yeah. Yeah. Those are the three I mostly use that
Okay.
are, and they're really high in fat, but it's good. It's good for you.
Oh.
Oh, and the whole cholesterol thing, cholesterol. Yeah. So like food that are high in that,
Yeah.
it doesn't go into your bloodstream.
Oh.
So like, oh, don't eat food high in cholesterol. No, that's bullshit. Like,
Okay.
eggs, it's a superfood. I eat eggs all the time.
I can't eat eggs anymore.
You get just sick of them?
Yeah, it happened again. Like, there's something about the texture, like, because I like scrambled eggs for the most part. And after, like, I'll be like, for like a while as a kid, my mom would make breakfast on the weekend, and we do like scrambled eggs, some sausage, like, you know, and it was awesome. I'd wake up Saturday morning, and my mom would be like, breakfast is done. I was like, cool, I'm really tired. Nom, 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 nom. But then, like, as I got to a teenager, I started like looking at scrambled eggs. My stomach would just do a flip, and I was just like, I don't want eggs. I don't want eggs anymore. And recently, like literally like 3 months ago or something, I was like, oh, I can eat eggs again. Great, I've missed eggs. It's been forever, and I'm back to being like been getting, like, we've gone to brunch a couple times recently, and I've been getting eggs, and I'm like, I'll eat half of them and be like, I can't eat the rest of these. It's not even like I'm full or anything. I'm just like, I just can't do it.
It's just like, yeah, you're just sick of it. So what I do is I just change the way I cook them.
Yeah.
So I used to eat scrambled eggs all the time, and then I went to sunny side up, and then now what I do is hard boil them.
Mm-hmm.
Hard boiled eggs, and just plus those are really convenient because you just crack them open and eat them.
Yeah.
But now I'm kind of going back to scrambling them again because I'm getting kind of sick of the. So yeah. But yeah, I mean, if you think about, so if we go back to the Cheerio thing, because carbohydrates. Oh, words are difficult for me today.
Don't do a commentary.
Yeah, carbohydrates turns into sugar into your body.
Yeah.
So like Cheerios are full of carbs because it's just wheat, basically.
Yeah, it's just little wheat O's.
Yeah. So what you do is you minus the fiber from it. So like, because you can't digest fiber, and that kind of takes away some of the garbage. So you look at that, and then if you drink milk, and any kind of milk, doesn't matter if it's 1%, 2%, whole milk.
I'm a whole milk kind of guy. Don't want you messing with my milk. I'm
sorry to say this, man, but milk has like 11 grams of sugar in it.
Yeah, but the what is it?
The fat is in it is good.
Well, I was just gonna say, like, if you buy 2%, 1% or skim, they put more sugar in it to make up for the lack of fat and the taste. So I'm like, I'm sticking. I love milk. Gonna keep drinking it. Gonna keep eating cereal. I'm just gonna keep getting whole milk.
Yeah. I guess it is the less evil of the.
I mean, yeah, it's the lesser evil of all milks.
Yeah. So what I do though, I don't really drink milk, but I haven't had cereal in a long time. But when a recipe requires milk, I just get half and half, because half and half has like 1 gram of sugar.
Really?
Yeah.
We have, like, because I put half and half in my coffee.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Yeah, because it's full of fat. Yeah, so they don't have to put in sugar to make it taste good. So that's what I do. I mean, I don't really drink a lot. I eat a lot of cheese, but I don't drink a lot of like dairy.
Yeah.
But when I do for like a recipe, I just use half and half.
See, I mean, I don't just drink milk anymore. I used to as a kid a lot, but nowadays it's mostly just cereal.
Cereal or ingredient or something.
Yeah. And even then, I think the only thing I put milk in is like for mac and cheese, when it's like, here's dehydrated cheese powder. Got to put milk in it so it's not powder.
Yeah.
But
oh, mac and cheese is good.
Yeah, it's so yummy.
It's good. But...
Yeah, I mean, the shit I buy is not good. I mean, it tastes fine, but it's not good for you. If you want to make mac and cheese, just buy some noodles, buy a block of cheese, melt it over top of it. There you go. Like,
add some butter.
Yeah. But I've been buying lactose-free milk for like chocolate milk, and I don't know why, but it's the tastiest shit ever. It's what is it? Oh, I don't remember the name of the brand, but it's literally the best chocolate milk I've ever had, and it's lactose-free. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Do you have lactose problems?
No, it's just that good of chocolate milk.
Oh, wow. You were just like, let me try this lactose-free stuff.
Well, see, another name drop on DM Brandon. He tweeted out, this is the best lactose-free chocolate milk I've ever had. It's delicious. And I'm like, well, he likes milkshakes and shit, so, he doesn't normally get lactose-free things. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to see what this is all about. Like, he gets cheese on burgers and stuff like that when he goes to get, like, to a burger place that's supposed to have really good burgers. So I'm like, all right, I'll check this out. And it's fucking delicious. It's the best chocolate milk I've ever had.
What is it called?
Give me a second. I got to look it up real quick. Because, I mean, it's in my fridge. I just got to go look. So, quick edit point. Whoa. That was close. Another edit point. There we go. I can hear again. So the chocolate milk is Fairlife. It's called the Fairlife brand. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's so delicious.
Yeah.
So yeah. Wow, we've gone all over the place. We're about to hit an hour 30. So I feel like we should wrap it up. Unless you got more vegetable and or food related things, you got to get off your chest right now.
No, but I like talking about it because
maybe the next podcast will be more food related. Send us food related questions. I'll make sure to tweet it out. Don't worry.
And again, guys, I'm not an expert. Please do your own research. Don't just trust my advice and, find your own truth.
Yeah. That, and your body could need certain minerals, vitamins, fats, sugars.
Everybody's body is different.
Yeah.
So certain diets might be great for someone, but not great for you.
Yeah. You could know somebody who's on a keto diet. They're like, I have no sugar, none whatsoever. I mean, that's probably just good for everybody. But like somebody who's got diabetes needs a little bit of sugar, like a very small amount, just to make sure they don't, crash.
Yeah. And like some things, just like your body just, I'm not saying you're allergic, but your body just doesn't like it.
Also, you could be allergic. That's also possible.
Like a slight, you know, not enough to where you like get hives or something. But
but like
it just makes you feel like crap.
Yeah, like Allie didn't know she was allergic to gluten until she stopped eating it, and she's like, "Oh my god, I don't feel terrible all the time." She was literally like, a light came on and just shone on her, and she was like, "I can't eat bread anymore because I feel awful." And it's like, she didn't think about it because she had just ate it all her life, and she's like, "Yeah, I just thought that's how I was supposed to feel." I'm like, damn, that would suck.
Yeah. So, whenever I eat like high bread, like pizza or something, my heart always races afterwards.
That's weird.
Yeah, maybe I should not eat pizza.
Maybe are you ordering it from one specific place, or this all all pizzas?
No, just anything that's like, if I eat too much rice, pizza, anything with the high carbs, it just like my body doesn't. Yeah, I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah, it is weird. All right. Well, like we said, everybody's bodies are different. So
yeah. So,
but yeah. So yeah, maybe we'll talk more about food next time. I like talking about food. I love food. Who doesn't love food though? We need it to live. But yeah, Josephine, she's good. What's going on in her corner?
We actually expanded her living quarters.
Oh, Josephine's got a bigger corner.
Yeah, so like she had a huge amount of outside space, but whenever it rains, she didn't like to be in the rain, and she'd only have this like kind of like, it was fairly big, like, but like she couldn't really walk around.
Yeah,
there was a room next to that area, and we just got a big saw and opened it up, and boom, now she's got like a huge area that is covered, so if it rains she can still walk around.
There you go.
Yeah. So, and it's all shaded, so it's cooler.
Nice. So she's probably like living. She's like, oh, yes.
She's the equivalent of Trump Tower in there,
Jesus Christ. It's like, I don't know if that's good. It's like,
it's funny. Come on.
Well, I mean, yeah. I've never been in Trump Tower. I can't say like, oh yeah, that's awesome. Like,
oh well,
it's just, I just know it's big, so I get that reference.
Yeah, it's just like a rich guy's.
Okay, I get it.
She's living in a mansion.
There, I mean, if you could have just said mansion and it would have clicked for me faster. That's all.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Anyway, That's Josephine. I got nothing else to say other than watch my Twitch channel. Follow me. 4 p.m., 8 p.m. EST or EDT. I don't know. Like Eastern time. I don't know if we're in standard or daylight time now. It's fucking just, do the conversion. I'll be live Monday through Friday. Twitter, Nico All Powerful. There's a podcast Twitter, Polishing Pod, or at Polishing Pod. Or you can just look up the Polishing Podcast. Will pop up. You'll see the symbol. But yeah, other than that, I got nothing. This guy over here will tell you his stuff, and then we'll get on out.
Yeah, so I'm Pixelated Apollo. I'm on YouTube, Facebook. I do Facebook streaming Monday through Friday, 2 p.m. US Eastern Time. And I'm on Twitter if you want to see some pig pictures or constant announcements when I'm streaming.
Mm-hmm. With Tim and Eric gifts.
Yeah.
But yeah. Thanks for listening, guys, and, share it around, all that good stuff again. But yeah, thanks for listening. This has been fun, and we'll see you next time. God bless.
Stay clean, stay polished.